Everybody, Jason Burmis here, and every once in a while, I see a story that is both relevant and brings a smile to my face, not only because of its hilarity in nature, but its irony as well. And that's why, folks, we're going to talk about how some heroes don't wear capes, and apparently they're made out of steak-umms. Because Lord knows steak-umms ain't a steak, okay? So for those that are unfamiliar what a steak-umm is, how do I say this to people? First of all, I'm not going to sit here and say that it is the epitome of health. In fact, I'm not going to say, even though they say it's 100% natural, I know there's an asterisk there, it is probably one of the most processed meat products of all time, and in many ways is a poor excuse for the real thing if you're into actual Philly cheesesteaks from Philadelphia. Or New York's got some pretty slick ones. So is Jersey. I'm giving it up. I'm not going to front. I love a good cheesesteak, right? I love a good cheesesteak. And sometimes you have to settle. Now, when you're poorer, back in the day, like a Steak-umm meal might be something good. You might not even have the cheese for the steak. Forget about onions or peppers or mushrooms or anything you want to doll it up with. It might be Steak-umm on bread with some ketchup, right? A poor man's burger, if you will. But every once in a while I have a craving, and I got to admit, in the last couple months, I actually bought a pack of Steak-umms. I made a couple, all dolled up with the fixins, with 3 different kinds of cheese. Really got to get that cheese in there because the Steak-umm, again, it's not on par with an actual cheesesteak. So why am I babbling about Steak-umms and them being a hero? Because they put Blowhard, and somebody who I really think is an enemy of humanity in the way that he presents himself, and he detracts away from those who would disagree with any of his positions, as if he represents the entire scientific community. When in fact, all Neil deGrasse Tyson is someone who is smart enough to get an academic PhD and then well-spoken enough to become a media personality and a part of the infotainment celebritard culture that we are now immersed in, and he has embraced that. But just like Bill Nye the Science Guy, right, is nothing more than an actor, he's embraced these narratives of believe science. Well, when Steak-umm comes in and just obliterates Neil deGrasse Tyson, you've got to love it. You got to say, hey-oh, good job. So before we go through this Twitter thread and some of the other ones, I'm giving I read through a bunch of their Twitter threads, and they even have one on conspiracy theories, etc. And I was in line with a lot of it. You know what I mean? I think this is really smart, and to see it while they're cracking jokes about their beef product that's been around forever. Yeah, if this gets you to buy a Steak-umm, good for them. While tearing apart the facade of the brilliance of Neil deGrasse Tyson. Give me a break. Who will win in the battle between science and steak? Steak-umm, the brand that specializes in frozen beef and hot takes, is coming for Neil deGrasse Tyson again. This time calling out the celebrity scientists for inciting skepticism among science deniers. I mean, folks, if this doesn't speak to the idiocracy of the planet, right? Forget that Brawndo has what plants crave and it's got electrolytes. Forget about all that. Steak-umm is successfully schooling Neil deGrasse Tyson, and that's getting media coverage, okay? Whereas other intellectuals that are going after him because of really the censorship that's gone on not only in the scientific field, but in media in general. I mean, anything medical, forget about it, right? Anything medical, forget about it. We know that here. And by the way, thumbs this video up, subscribe, and share. Not even 20 thumbs up yet, guys. Can we do better? Can we do better for Steak-umm and Neil deGrasse Tyson? And make sure you have the Rockfin. Make that free account. If you want to support me, the way to do it is make a premium account over there. But this is it. So in 2018, their brief beef started and ended when the Twitter account of Steak-umm goated, "Who cares?" following a random factoid tweeted by Neil deGrasse Tyson. The fun fact revealed that the 13 letters of 11 plus 2, when rearranged, also spells 12 plus 1, all of which amounts to the number 13. Despite more than 76,000 likes, or 75,000 likes, on the anagram, Steak-umm wasn't impressed with the 62-year-old astrophysicist, and still is, particularly with his professional rhetoric. Okay? And here it is. The good thing about science is that it's true, whether you believe in it or not. That's what deGrasse said. That's what he asserted. So let's just go to the horse's mouth and watch this. Log off, bro. Oh, man, this is where it gets really good. The irony of Neil's tweet is that by framing science itself as true, he's influencing people to be more skeptical of it in a time of unprecedented misinformation. Science is an ever-refining process to find truth. Wow. Who said that before? Who's talked about the process of science and how it's ever-changing? And that the science isn't really settled, is it? It is not a dogma. No matter what his intent, this message isn't helpful. Okay? And then they point to this obligatory thread to remind people that we're a brand selling products, Steak-umm.com, check it out. So everything we do is based in self-interest to grow our business. I love it. And he talks about social political comments, stances, do so to meet a self-interested bottom line, including us. It's great. Thank you, Steak-umm. Thank you. So here comes Neil. He goes, looks like somebody didn't see. A 4-minute read. I'm sure your followers can stop eating their Philly cheesesteak for that long. First of all, they're not a Philly cheesesteak. Look how long this goes. We're going to read it. This is a real beef, folks. Thumbs it up. Thumbs it up. Neil, we meet again. Sharing this article to add to context was helpful, but it still doesn't mitigate the effect of your tweet as a soundbite. People are jumping on it because it's reductive and inadvertently fuels the biases of anti-science advocates by framing science as dogma. As arguably the world's most prominent science communicator during a time of rampant misinformation. And that's sad, by the way. It's probably true, but that's sad. It's vital to frame messaging that encourages both curiosity and critical thinking towards science, rather than sows dogma and polarization. Hope that makes sense. Steak-umm, bless. And then let's see. He got a couple other replies here, but that's a different tweet. I think that's not part of this thread. Good stuff. Again, that made me laugh. It made me smile. It does say a whole bunch of what we are as a society right now. That Steak-umm is the one that's successfully getting press for calling out Neil deGrasse Tyson on his Johnny Nonsense. But that's where we're at. So thumbs it up, subscribe, share. Remember, Rockfin. If you haven't Rockfin, I don't know why you haven't. There's a ton of exclusive content over there right now, including the Union of the Unwanted, over 2 hours of that. Just make that free account. Follow me over there. So many other great creators over there, Jimmy Dore, The Convo Couch, Graham Elwood, Ron Placone, Whitney Webb over there. Abby Martin has come over. Very excited about that. So many new voices joining that platform, a platform for free speech that you can support right now by just making that free account. So, guys, thank you for supporting me. I love you, and I'll see you on the flip.